All I'm saying, it's similar.
Welcome to the Hieroglyphics show, Samo. You still getting set up?
So I'm here. I think I'm unmuted.
You are. We can hear you now. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to train from one undisclosed location heading to another undisclosed location.
Excellent. To steal more art. Excellent.
Sam, are we going to use you on this podcast more than we use yikes?
I don't think so. So I'm out of the tunnels. I think I should be good from here on. How do I sound?
Like shit. Perfect.
Okay. Seriously, it sounds bad?
Yeah, you sound like shit. Samo, do you think
What's up?
memes versus hieroglyphics are different?
I think you left a couple letters out there. Try one more time.
Yikes Mountain. Eliminating unnecessary letters and passing the savings on to the listener. That's value added on the OSC.
I think it was actually the connection, not your...
No, it was probably me. Hieroglyphics versus memes. Go.
Well, I mean, I understand memes. So I wasn't part of the previous conversation, but my initial reaction is I understand memes. I don't understand hieroglyphics. So, yeah.
That was not the argument at hand, by the way. That was not what we were arguing. I said emojis are a similar way of communicating that hieroglyphics were, because it's images portraying a message without using words. Is that accurate?
Probably, but wasn't hieroglyphics their main language back then? I mean, I'm
correct.
not sure.
Again, not my argument. Not my argument. I was just saying it's similar the way it's used.
I think when you're using the word similar to your argument, you've failed.
Sideways.
I don't know how, but
it's a good point.
Thank you, Samo.
I'm like flabbergasted.
It's also
you guys,
someone that's sideways. We're gonna stop video.
I'm gonna drop this.
Figure that out.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, excellent. I think we're gonna do this. Samo, this is going to be a Outsider Social Club Unplugged Volume 1, Sans producer. So we're going to make our own sounders, our own sound effects, and mute ourselves upon times when we feel like we should be muting ourselves. So see how it goes. We'll do this. I'll do the introduction. We'll do our drinks under overs. We'll introduce Yikes Justin, and then you, and see what happens. North New Jersey.
Can you hear the
Samo, you got to mute yourself.
Wow.
We know those undisclosed locations now, Samo. You done fucked up.
Ron, cut that. We're starting her up, boys.
Freaks and geeks, drinkers, thinkers, ramblers and gamblers, stoners and pet owners. Gather around. This is the Outsider Social Club, where us misfits, miscreants, outcasts get together and ramble, palaver, prattle, and get intoxicated while we do so. So without further ado, let's proceed. One for the party, baby. Pop on the road, come in, knock back a drink. There's nobody home.
Welcome back to the Outsider Social Club. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Troy from Idaho. You'll notice no Ron tonight. Well, that's because he's cheating on us. Dozen listeners, he's out having a fling with other people. Maybe hotter, maybe prettier, maybe more active, but he's not with us. But we do have some folks here. We've got me, we've got a couple of regulars, and a special guest this evening. But first off, because this is the Outsider Social Club Unplugged Volume 1, we're going to have our drink under over tonight at 0. That's right, we're unplugging from the drinks as well as from producers. And with that, Yikes Mountain, what do you got to say about it?
Hey, what are we doing here?
Excellent, that's Yikes. How about you, Justin? What do you know?
I can tell you what we are doing, and that's not unplugging, because I will be participating in the drinks portion of this podcast.
Clandestine drinks, I love it. Now, special guest, a certain art thief from a certain part of the world. Samo, join us. What's up, buddy? Epic, he muted himself.
This
Nicely
is gonna
done.
be really good audio, by the way.
Yeah. Well, audience, he looks good. Let's give him that.
He does. Good looking man.
Really fine man. Tall, too. Taller than he looks on podcasts.
How tall?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I'm not
you
going
hear me
to do the Joe thing, but like, how tall are you?
6'2". So I'm
I can
basically the same as Joe.
I can confirm his height.
So if you were Josh Hart, you would have 15 rebounds tonight.
No, 6'2" is like a small point guard in the NBA currently. Actually,
That's Josh Hart.
small. So do you know I'm the same like height and weight as Caitlin Clark? So you look at her and you
No.
think she's small on TV, but yeah. So normal human being size on the larger side. Athletes, nah, not even close.
Speaking of larger human beings, Samo, shall we just jump into it? I think it's time. It's been a little while. I'm feeling kind of itchy. I need me some sumo updating.
And now, a half-ass podcast exclusive.
Sumo.
Corner. Yeehaw!
Been learning my Japanese words. And I got to say, I'm really, really impressed with how the March Basho went. And so, Samo, if you could give us a summary of that, that'd be fan-fucking-tastic.
Sure. So Basho or tournament basically is the current the Grand Sumo tournament. So March had a very interesting twist. A rookie won it for the first time in 110 years. So the first time a rookie has won, and it sort of leads into an interesting dialogue in sumo right now, which is that it's light at the top.
Hey, Samo, before you go on, is it the same dude who kicked the shit out of Micah Parsons?
So okay, so all right, let's take a side trip to that. So I've never seen that wrestler before, and I would say the top 100 I would know by look and name. So he's a nobody basically.
He was Polynesian.
So
He wasn't even Samoan or Japanese.
kind of like challenge, in the reverse, you would be dealing with a practice squad player or someone who wasn't drafted kind of thing. It was definitely a lower level situation. So
Excellent. So our March summer, we're light at the top, which means we got a bunch of people up and coming in the next 9 months to 4 years, or what's our time frame? We're thinking about having a heavyweight group again.
yeah, and when I say light at the top, I'm really not talking about weight. Actually, I'm talking about like rank and experience and age and everything. So there is only one Yokozuna right now, and he is older, and he's had a lot of injuries that are piling up, and he's probably going to leave soon. And the next rank, which is Ozeki, those guys are kind of getting tossed around embarrassingly lately. So it's kind of anyone's tournament. And I think everybody's looking to see who the next Yokozuna is going to be, who the next guy that like moves up out of the group and becomes the next guy.
Alex Manila.
I have one question about that. Like, so it's very rare in sports that like dudes get older and they're better. Is sumo like part of that?
No, I mean it's definitely so injuries are going to wear down everybody. The bigger guys, wear down quicker, but eventually it's going to get you. Usually, like your rookie's very early in the 20s. By the time you're approaching 30, it's kind of like a basketball or football. By the time you're approaching 30, you're probably starting to tail off, and those guys are retiring. The oldest guy right now is 38, and he's the Iron Man of the sport. He hasn't missed a match in like 10 years or 12 years or something. So 38 is very old. 38 is very old, and like 30 is kind of like
he's like the Magnus for Magnuson of sumo. Then excellent.
Yeah.
I think that's the opposite, right?
I understood that reference, Troy. I understood that one.
Oh, hi, Joe. When did you get here?
Joe is here.
What's up?
Joe, you watching the game?
Yes, sir. Finishing the end of it after doing all kinds of bull crap. Wanted to tell
How do you feel?
Samo, this time of year is when real teams are still in the playoffs. not
Yeah.
76.
Wow.
Although I was
I know,
writing us
man.
off. I was writing us off recently, so
It was pretty painful to go out in the first round, and then I went to a playing game, and they give us a T-shirt that said "playing game," and I'm like, "Are you serious? We're supposed to be better than this." But we were there. We made it through that one little fiddly game, and then we got blown out by the Knicks. So we drove down and took over our stadium. It was very embarrassing.
that's worse. That's worse than a participation ribbon, a play-in game shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it says "playing game" on it. I'm like, put this on a shirt.
Yikes! To briefly answer you, should we believe for Game 7? I mean, we made it this far. The most Minnesota thing to do would be to like lose by 35 in Game 7, but
Correct. I told Troy already that like they were up by like 24, and I'm totally shook. Like that is Minnesota.
Minnesota moments.
So I'll tell you what, though, like that kid is really good. That what's his name, Anthony Edwards. He's
That
awesome.
kid?
Man. Yeah,
I like it. I like that kid.
dude, he's could be my kid. Yeah.
That could be your kid.
He's legit.
I mean, so probably not if you want to get technical, but in terms of age, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that's not correct.
Could be yours. Yikes! You know,
Could be mine.
for sure.
Can you imagine if I birthed Anthony Edwards?
Well, you know that person is out there, and he is responsible for LeBron James being alive. And I wonder if he knows it.
You know what? It's like you'd be like Mork from Ork, the first male to ever give birth to a superstar. So here's a question for you. If you could give birth as a male, would you prefer to give birth to a sumo wrestler or a basketball star?
Well, I'll answer it. That's cool. Some of it they don't get paid like the other guys get paid.
How much money is in
That was
sumo?
my head. That was my
Not a
mindset.
lot.
Like
Not
I'm
a lot.
going with a bigger paycheck.
Only the very top couple actually gets paid for the sport. The rest of them may make money after their careers over.
Is
but
sumo
nobody makes
ran
money.
by Dana White?
The Dana White of the sumo
It is
industry.
not.
Question: what does it cost to feed these individuals? Do they have to pay more to train than they get paid?
So they at the stables that they work out at, and when they're young, they live at. They cook all the food there, and it's like part of the thing. When you live there, you also cook for.
Oh no, Samo, you're going through a tunnel or something, buddy.
That was a really good tunnel.
Better kill your video.
We lost him.
You were
Oh, there he is.
like,
Wait, he's back. He's back.
Went through a tunnel.
What tunnel are you in?
No idea.
Classified.
Somewhere between.
No idea.
I'll give you a range. It's between New York and Philadelphia.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, 4. Usually 3 or 4 hours. We get like 3 episodes out of it.
We do not give away his location in case they're after him.
Well, the art theft warehouse is somewhere not in the Eastern Hemisphere.
Collection. It's art collection.
Potato.
As for
Stabby
shirts
shooty.
go, Samo, I was trying to jump in here. The shirt we got when we went to the game is comfortable as fuck.
Yeah. What was on that one? I'm trying to remember.
It was like some I guess like a nonprofit had like a booth and they were handing out shirts with the 76ers logo on it. So fuck with it. It's really
the random giveaway shirts are a great thing to have. Like every time you look back at them, you remember where you were and when.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm going to the Orioles game tomorrow, which I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago when this gets dropped, I went to the Orioles game and it's the 70th anniversary jersey giveaway. So we picked a lot of games that have giveaways because if we're gonna spend all this money, we might as well get a prize out of it every time we go there.
My little baseball team gives away free shit every goddamn game.
What's the name of that team again?
I'm there, Troy. I'm there.
It's a famous Intermountain West bird. Could be a chucker, could be a sage grouse, could be lots of things, but yeah, could be a chucker.
I'm sorry. The excitement about that comment is zero.
Well, it's because
you know how like Ron has.
It's because I don't know what bird he's talking about. Is he talking about a bird, or is he talking about Chuck Person, the rifleman? He was a chucker. Come on, yikes.
All right, Chuck Person, love that comment.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I guess right there, Troy. I just gave an equally bad joke that nobody laughed at.
I forgive you.
You fucking love that hard Mountain Dew shit, man.
You know what? It's like
no drinking.
It's like if I'm gonna go easy because it's a school night and stuff, that's what I'll start with. And then it usually doesn't matter anyway by the end because I'm just grabbing shit that has been here for 3 years. But I start with good intentions, Justin.
I love the idea that you have that sitting around for 3 years.
No, not this. But
okay.
Don't you remember the early days of the pod where I was just grabbing stuff that had been in my house for a really long time and drinking it?
I do. And it's also time
to. You mean like last recording? Because you did that like recently too. It doesn't just go back to the beginning. This is
all right. You guys are asking for it. You're asking for it. We're gonna get back to sumo discussions here.
Okay, am I getting muted?
We've got a May tournament coming up, and in Japanese, the word for tournament is banzuke. And so I'd like you to know that I know that the May tournament's coming up for sumo, and it's fantastic. Samo, back to you.
Hold on, one question. Are sumo?
Well,
you've been muted.
That's pretty good. So Basho technically is the tournament. The Banzuke is the bracket, the actual bracket that you have. So think of the NCAA tournament. You got your bracket of all the teams. So the Banzuke is all the wrestlers and what their ranks are and stuff like that. So as I mentioned, it's kind of light at the top. So you have one Yokozuna, you have 5 guys at the second rank for Ozeki. And then after that, it's kind of wide open. There's a bunch of guys that have moved around. There's some older guys that have retired and guys that moved up from lower ranks. And anyway, so this tournament, like when I was looking at who I would try to bet on or pick, I couldn't really pick one because there's no favorite. There's no obvious option. So it basically
is there a sumo wrestler from Minnesota that we can root for?
One more time.
Is there a sumo wrestler from Minnesota we can all root for?
There's not. So there's not currently an American sumo wrestler in the top rank. So Minnesota, unfortunately, would be included in America. So there's not a top wrestler you can root for. That's
so to interrupt, Minnesota is up by 63 to 110. Am I good?
47.
47 points.
I was just going to ask, has any team that's won game 6 by 47 ever lost game 7? Because that seems pretty wild.
We are going to be that team, my friend.
Well, basketball, if we're going to talk about basketball, it switches the biggest difference between home and away in terms of playoffs, the way series go.
Let's call it right now.
Blowouts.
This is going to go down in history as the biggest point differential between game 6 and game 7 in history. We're going to win by 45 and we're going to lose by 35.
I would agree with that 100%. We're fucked.
When is that game? Tonight?
Sunday.
When my teams lose, I totally check out. I can't help it in basketball and hockey.
What about betting? What about betting? You don't bet it?
No, I don't bet it. So football and baseball, I'll watch through the playoffs no matter what, even if my teams are out. But football and basketball, I'm out and my eyes are out.
Your Phillies are good and Justin's Orioles are good.
Yeah.
World Series preview.
Phillies Orioles World Series would be awesome. That'd be amazing.
Aren't those like 2 of the better stadiums also?
Ours is great. I have not been to Camden Yards.
I've heard Camden's like a top 5 stadium in baseball.
It changed baseball parks forever.
Ours was print our copy off of that.
I would actually agree with that. Justin,
I read a book. It's called
That is
the ballpark that changed baseball forever.
Yep.
Because back in the 80s and 70s, they were all doing concrete circles essentially, with no aesthetic whatsoever. I mean, the vet used to be that way. I mean, Salmon knows that. And Baltimore, when they did Camden Yards, they integrated the skyline. They integrated downtown with it. They used what was around them. The warehouse still stands. That warehouse was always there. It was actually like 400 feet longer at one point, obviously when railroads were the thing. But yeah, I mean, PNC Park, I can even argue is better than Camden Yards. That view of the river when you're sitting behind home plate is fucking amazing. Like, it's a great skyline, it's great belt. I mean, the ballpark's beautiful. Apparently, Oracle is really, really good in San Francisco. I've heard a lot of good things about that. But yeah, Camden Yards is a must visit if you're a baseball fan.
I mean, Jesus, A-Rod, smile for God's sakes. Did you see that, Yags? A-Rod wasn't even smiling.
The Botox
This is not a basketball podcast.
Like, that's not a thing.
It's a basketball podcast tonight. What'd you say, Yags?
Well, I said A-Rod never smiles uniquely, like ever.
Okay. Go on.
I think that's it.
I've never heard anyone say something about smiling uniquely. I want to hear more.
That dude is a fake ass motherfucker. How's that?
Accurate.
Okay. All right. I guess. I mean, we're up 48. That's insane.
I know. Like, what? What is going on here? I love it. Like, the whole point of this pod was to drink tears from Samo.
You guys won't shut the fuck up and let him talk.
How do you?
I haven't done anything.
How do you guys feel about the sports cliche? Save some for next game. Meaning, like, you don't want to win by 40 this game. You want to say, you know what I mean? Like in baseball, don't win 15-1. Call off the dog. Save some runs for tomorrow. Does anyone believe in that?
Totally how I feel. Joe is so correct on this.
Samo, you're muted.
You can't win like this and win the next game.
Well, you should have your backups in at this point when you're up a million points. You should have your backups in when your starters rest for the next game. So, and if you win by 30 instead of 40 because of that, it's good.
I think they have all been out since like 9-minute mark, 9 minutes to go in the fourth. But
yeah,
my point is like, how many times do you feel like, especially in baseball, they scored 12 runs the game before and now they have like 9 through 8, 1 hit,
That happens. It happens.
It's got to be a science to it somehow.
114.68. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right?
Thanks for joining, Troy.
Troy,
it's not a basketball podcast. This is a Samo podcast. Shut the fuck up and let the man talk.
He was just talking about his viewpoint on this.
Yeah.
It was we're all going around about this viewpoint.
So here's the thing. Like Troy mentioned, American sumo wrestler. So I do want to give a shout out to an American wrestler that passed in his 50s, and he was the first American yokozuna, but also the first foreign non-Japanese yokozuna. And his name was Akibono, and he just passed away. I think he was like 54, 55 years old. But so there was a previous American wrestler named Kanishiki to him, and he never made yokozuna, and it was largely, I think, possibly a racial thing. A foreigner hadn't made it that far, and then Akibono broke through and made it to the top of the and so he passed away, just a couple days ago, and wanted to give a shout out to him.
Salute.
Is an early death common in that sport?
Wow, good question.
I don't think it no bats on it, but when you're 6'8",
holy shit, they're that tall too? I think he froze, but I just assumed they were wide, not tall.
You would ask that.
Am I going?
You're lagged out, Samo.
This
You're going
is
to come
going
back in a
great.
second.
This is
Yeah.
going great, Troy. You
It's
told me
unplugged. It's
you
unplugged,
told me-
motherfucker.
You told me not to talk, so I let the man talk. I asked him a question, and then this happened.
Samo, can you come back or not?
Hash just dropped in also. I think.
Uh-oh, we're going to lose Samo. He's frozen and he's muted. All right, then. Let's get back to our better conversation earlier. So, Joe, question for you. Hieroglyphics versus emojis. Are they similar or are they different?
Hieroglyphics versus emojis.
Oh my God! Please give me the right answer.
Yikes has no allies in this discussion.
I'm gonna say similar,
Wow.
Thank you.
Yes.
but I'm also gonna say I don't fully understand either.
Well, that was the question.
that.
Hieroglyphics and
No,
emojis.
I mean,
No.
They are images portraying a message.
Justin
Done.
and I are having this out.
okay.
No, I want you on my side.
Okay. Well, if you had told me that beforehand, I probably would have gone
I
against.
know. I should have
Justin.
told you that.
But Justin and I have been like simpatico recently without planning it. Because if we had planned it, it wouldn't have worked.
What is that saying about me?
I mean, I would
You
normally.
guys share this eternal bond of being from Minnesota. and
I
that's not
actually
gonna be
thought
denied.
you were gonna say yes because you're not the old guy, but you're older than
I'm the old guy.
you. Well, I mean, none of us are getting any younger except for Justin, who I feel like he's told me his age a bunch of times and I still don't know it. So
He's
I'm gonna
28.
He's not getting younger.
I'm gonna guess 31.
No.
Are you even 30?
He's
Cast him
34.
30.
34?
Right? 34?
I'll be 37 in August.
37. Wow.
Oh my God, man,
No
you
way.
look so good.
I'm approaching that 40 mark, man.
Wow.
What's it like to be that old? That sounds
It's
terrible.
really, you know what? You should apologize for not having seen Point Break. Your age doesn't correlate to having missed out on that like I thought.
I told you it did.
Hey,
that's what I
Hashi,
said.
are you connected yet to
Hold on,
us,
like
or are
I
you still
said,
just
Well,
wandering
like I
around?
s- like I
Is
I have
said,
a question for you.
I
Like, Hash,
believe
you around?
you've told me a number of times your age, but
A lot. 'Cause it comes up
We'll
a
let
lot on
this bullshit
podcast.
continue then until Hashi arrives because we have a question to ask him.
we're going to Game 7, boys.
Well, I'm not.
Well, I mean, theoretically,
Ron Harper was never a bull either. He was a cavalier. Fight me.
Do you see what I tagged you in, Joe?
You know,
Which
I've been
makes
on
the
the
moment-
pod so long that I talked to Troy about Ron Harper, and that he
How
had
did
a
I
kid,
miss out on this?
and his name is Ron Harper Jr.
Wait, Ron Harper's a Ron Harper Jr.?
Spoiler alert.
Or there's a Ron Harper Jr. from the Ron Harper that we know from the Bulls?
There's a Ron Harper Jr.
Oh, gotcha. Justin, what'd you tag me in?
I wrote a paper on Kirby Puckett and I put it in the Discord.
Discord?
Yeah.
I haven't
Found it
been
when I
on there
was-
very much lately. I will go on for that though. Hopefully,
A true Minnesota moment.
hopefully it talks about how he's the greatest American of all time.
There's a lot of
Kirby
greatness talk
Puckett is
about
not
him.
the greatest. Okay, all right, Joe.
Hold on, that assault thing was bullshit. Okay,
Why do we keep doing this?
because it's Kirby
What
Puckett.
the fuck? Sam,
Spoiler alert. He's dead.
Samo, get back in and save
Oh,
us. We
Jesus
need
Christ.
we needed something else.
we
Can you
need
hear
like
me? Am I
somebody
back?
to meditate, or not meditate, mediate this.
Am I back? Can you hear
Hold
me?
on, say it again. Yeah.
Yikes,
Clear some
mountain,
space.
adding some letters.
Sam will go.
Well, hold on. Can I get an answer to my question?
Well, if you'd shut up.
Dude, I've been on here for an hour and a half with you.
Yes, but Samuel's only been here for 5 minutes and he can't talk.
Oh, right. You got so excited when Samuel came on.
Samuel, my question was,
I sat here and like hold it down.
my question was, are they also tall? Like someone
Very
said,
tall.
So typically they're not that tall. So 6'8" is definitely a large. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, 6'8" is very tall. They're maybe 6 feet tall. Quite often less than 6 feet. So a guy that's 6'8" is an anomaly. But a Samoan guy,
So 6'8", like 330.
6'8", over 400.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so far as to call a brother fat. He's big bone. He's Samoan,
did we just lose him? Oh, I got that one, Troy. Pulp Fiction. Dude's got a weight problem.
I've given 1,000,000 foot massages, and they all meant something.
Okay, we got your back, Samuel.
So I'm looking up his stats right now, his size. So at his height, his heaviest weight, 233 kilograms, which is 514
Jesus
pounds.
Christ,
What?
man.
514. And he was 6'8". So 6'8", 514 at his heaviest.
So why? Like, okay.
That's
Okay.
like 6 of me. Can you believe it?
Can you imagine like walking into a?
What?
Did I get muted? Can you imagine walking into a gas station and running into that person?
Right.
Why
That's
a
crazy.
gas station?
Well, it's my closest thing.
I was actually going to ask, what is the weight where you probably shouldn't ride in regular cars anymore? That's got to be it, right?
That's got to be it. Yeah.
It's like 225, I think.
What I love about this is that you actually asked this the last time he was on.
About riding in cars?
Yeah.
At a weight?
I don't
Oh,
remember
you
that.
totally did.
actually.
Like
I
you
remember
asked,
that.
like, how does that person get in a car?
No, Samuel said he doesn't remember it.
But it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
That's not your best.
Yeah,
ally.
that's not correct.
A much
Okay,
more
well, yikes.
common size.
Yikes,
a
I'm
much
sorry
more
for
common
being
size-
consistent.
A much more common size is probably like 6 foot 350. It's kind of like a more common size where you can still be agile and powerful, So, but no weight class. So biggest guys against the smallest guys. It's funny sometimes.
Hey, we got to do one sports thing, guys. The spread should be out for Game 7 soon. Let's all predict what it's going to be. No cheating, Samo.
Mm-hmm.
So let's all predict Nuggets, Timberwolves in Denver, Game 7. What's the spread going to be?
Right
Nuggets
now?
minus 9.5.
We're going to predict what it's going to be.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
say 9.5?
Yep.
No fucking way it's going to be 9.5.
Are you talking about
They
game
shot
one or
too
the
many
series?
shots this game. Remember, we talked about it.
Game.
You talking about game?
What's the Game 7 spread going to be? I'm going to say, well, I already said on Twitter, anything 4.5 or under, the Wolves are winning. But I think it's going to be right around 5. The Game 7 spread.
I would agree. 5 seems like 5, 6, like something like that.
Troy, got anything?
I was going to go high. I was going to go like 7, 7.5.
Oh, so you're going with the Justin take.
Yeah.
9.5, huh?
Yeah, they used up all their bullets this game, and they're going to get smoked.
Too many. They scored
On the
too
road.
many. Yeah, didn't save any.
That's what I'm saying. We were just talking about it.
Samo, what do you got? You got a spread?
I don't have an educated enough opinion, honestly.
Wow.
Like I said, I kind of
Don't
stopped
use
watching
educated
after my
with
kids
us.
out.
You don't need to use educated with us.
I like Minnesota's chances with their youth and a couple big stars on the team. I think it's time.
It's
I'm
3.5,
hoping that
boys.
happens.
It's 5.
It's
Exactly.
3.5.
Where do you see
3.5.
3.5?
Oh, that's the wrong game. My bad.
It's 5 exactly. Yikes! It's like I work in this industry or something.
Well, I've heard such things. I also think that, like, is this probably the best chance for the Timberwolves to actually win a championship?
Yes, I say yes.
Right?
'Cause
Like,
I think-
this has to be it.
Because I
Like-
think we're favored next round against Dallas or OKC.
Does
So,
anyone realize the conceptual idea of, like, how weird that is?
Yes, you and I, people who have experienced only losing for their entire existence.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm not talking smack when I ask this question. The Timberwolves haven't won a championship, right?
No, never.
They haven't-
Never made an NBA finals. We made the Western Conference Finals once.
If you didn't win one with Garnett, then like now is definitely the best chance, the best opportunity.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
how deep we are into this. Like it fucking sucks.
So Cat is a really good player, but he lacks a certain killer instinct that like you've seen some NBA players that are
Correct.
very, very talented and then don't have that killer instinct. I don't think Cat
Don't have that
Anthony-
itch.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
The other guy has it, but Cat doesn't have that. So that makes him number 2 for sure. You know,
I just think that like the idea, like there's a funny concept here with the whole idea of Minnesota basketball. Like when that team started, it was all hockey. Like it was just a joke, and like talk to this. Like we never thought this team would do anything. Now they're doing something. And
it's been a long time. It's been a really, really long time.
1994, I think it was. Right?
It was in the 90s for sure. Pooh Richardson was our first lottery
Pooh
pick.
Richardson.
Okay, so
Are you kidding me?
And this is before
Pooh Richardson.
This is before the era where an expansion team could come in and compete, you know, like the Vegas Golden Knights. This is when expansion teams were complete fucking garbage for 4 or 5
Do
years.
you remember the moment when Rick Mahorn came to play for the Timberwolves and he
I
hated the team?
didn't remember it until I watched the 30 for 30.
Oh, he hated the team like deeply. Like that was a moment in history of nobody wants to play here.
man, he's a Sixers player, Rick Mahorn, of course.
He was.
Oh, that's right.
Part
Him
of,
and
like-
Barkley. Barkley loved him in his early days.
I just-
Okay, everybody, before we're done, everybody has to give a game 7 score prediction because that's what we do here.
All I'm saying is, I need to say this on the pod, is that being a Minnesota.
A what?
Yeah, right? I did my thing. Being a Timberwolves fan is one of the most frustrating things.
Say Minnesota again.
Minnesota.
There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. We have the Vikings. Don't you dare say Timberwolves are more frustrating
The
than
Vikings? Are you talking about the fucking Vikings right now?
Playoffs?
I fucking hate the Vikings. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we'll always have Jack Morris.
Well, we have that.
Okay, we can't hijack the whole thing with Minnesota. Just for
Sorry.
you listening at home, it's 8 past the hour. Timberwolves win by almost 50 points tonight and are probably going to lose by that next game.
True.
Nah, I like
All
the
irrelevant when
Timberwolves.
this airs.
I like the Timberwolves to wrap it up. Wrap it up, B.
Wrap that shit up.
Jesus
In
Christ,
Denver?
Samo. What?
To win in Denver?
Yep.
That's wild.
In this economy?
That would be something.
I'm gonna do
that's-
drugs about it.
So that's Samuel's prediction. Boy, Troy, that sounded good. Do that. Say it again.
I'm gonna do drugs about it.
That was so good.
Where's Ron?
Ron.
Is Ron still with us?
Hear about Ron?
He's
You hear about Ron?
alive.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted to check on. Make sure he was still, kicking.
He was stepping out, shall we say, and providing his services to another. So
Another podcast.
and that's why this is the unplugged edition of the Outsider Social Club Volume 1. That's right. If you hear any sounders,
All right.
they're homemade.
Let's get honest about this, right?
Producers, who needs them, eh? That's what I'm talking
Let's
about.
start
Let's
getting real.
get honest. Troy is mad at Hash and Ron for being on the pit.
Who?
What?
Wait, who is?
Troy.
Oh, Troy. Oh,
Yeah, he's Troying it.
I would doubt that Troy's mad about anything. But I was gonna say, I was gonna make the joke. I think it's funny when people can't come on the pod because they're asked to be on other pods when I'm never asked to be on other pods, and sometimes I think not even asked to be on this one. So, like,
That is not true, by the way.
I think on occasion.
Literally,
I
you
just-
just had an episode come out where you were the driving force. You dumb shit.
When was it?
Totally.
When
Gene,
was
you
it?
ignorant slut.
I don't remember
He
it.
doesn't. He doesn't listen. He doesn't know.
You guys, I have just
I
gone
do-
through like 3 pods where I passed out. Like that is real.
You're the best,
Yeah.
guys.
Right again.
Like what is going on?
You're having an awesome time on a pod.
Fair enough. That's a nice way to say it. Yep.
Well, I
The
mean, I
funny
would
thing about this is that Troy can't mute it. It's a sports pod, but Troy can't mute it, so that's very fitting because that was when he would use it the most. So, we
Well,
should
one
take advantage.
one funny thing about that is that Troy just muted Joe.
yeah,
So
he,
I think if Troy is fucking
he
around.
can do it. We
Yeah,
just
he
don't have
can.
Justin singing the song every time.
Troy, mute me.
Oh, he's muted. Come on, yikes.
Troy muted me.
But we don't have the sounder, so it doesn't,
Well, that's why you make it up. That makes
Ron,
it
get
more
that
fun.
in
That's,
post.
that's
Somebody
why it's
do that.
unplugged.
Oh, you know what? Let's make Ron work his ass
You've
off.
been muted.
Ron's gonna hear
Minnesota
like 5
moment.
minutes. That's like, I'm not cutting shit and just putting it on the pod, like putting the feed.
Oh,
You
this
know
has
that's how
never
it's going to
seen.
go.
This one's
100%.
never seen the light of day. Say anything you want.
Oh, it's seeing the light of day.
You'll never hear this. That's for sure.
This
We
is
already know
this
that.
is this one's gonna get west right rated.
Whoa.
Sorry,
You
that was
going
my
there?
that was my controversial statement of the day. Okay, I'm done.
Mine
No,
with
you're not.
hieroglyphics are the same as emojis.
Yo, are you? I'm never gonna let this one go.
Sam, how old are you? You're younger than me, right?
Good God, he just said he was 38.
No, that's not me. That was Justin. I'm 45.
45. Okay,
I'm
so
not
we're the
38.
same age about. So I told someone this recently and they didn't believe me. I never typed a paper, never handed in a typed paper throughout high school. Everything I had handed in through high school was handwritten. Am I the only? Yikes, that has to be true for you.
Correct.
Samo, what about you?
Yeah, in high school. Yes, in high school they were all handwritten. By college they were being submitted on one, but in high school they were all handwritten.
Correct. Through high school, handwritten.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Grammar counted.
Ooh,
I
grammar
don't think-
counted. This is like my whole conversation about like emojis.
Not mine though.
Okay, with that
Yeah,
in mind,
Definitely not yours.
with that in mind,
That's
if
not
you
what I
were a
was arguing.
teacher, and you had to read all of this handwritten shit, how many times do you
awful.
think they just said, "Nah, not doing it. I'll just give you the grade."
F,
It's awful.
C. Yeah.
When I was interning, I was a professor's aide, and I was reading some of their shit, and I was like, "This is awful." And he goes, "Don't even look at it. Don't even look at the grammar. Just see if the answer is correct." I'm like, I don't know what he's saying because the
Wow.
grammar's so far off. I don't know if there's any like coherent thoughts here. And he's like, just look for keywords. I'm like, God, this just sucks.
That is incredible.
It's terrible.
Troy, what they used in your day?
Hieroglyphics.
And we're back. We're back.
Troy, you're having fun.
How'd you connect with people? Did you send a raven with a message? Not
Well,
even.
we took we took a torch. We ran it from mountaintop to mountaintop and lit a giant bonfire.
Is this
and that's
Lord
how
of the
we-
Rings? This is a Lord of the Rings?
It's the Olympics.
Love that scene, by the way. Lord of the Rings. Shout
Oh,
out
those
to
big
all the
giant-
Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah. Well,
Don't
we
you
could play
dare-
that game.
Don't
we
you
could play the
dare
game.
say a bad word about the Lord of the
When did you read The Hobbit? That'd be a fun game to play.
Oh,
I mean, the writer of that novel is a
Don't
really
read.
big piece of shit.
what did he do? Are you thinking of the Harry Potter? You're thinking of the Harry
I
Potter
am.
author.
Never mind.
Wow,
I told you it was like the
God,
salt of the
yikes.
earth. Yeah. Nailed him on a
Well,
literary
she's
reference.
a piece of shit. How's that?
She
Yes,
is.
that is true.
Thank you.
Very accurate.
Yeah, but how
Oh,
about Hermione Granger, huh?
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics.
I love you to death. Like, you know that. So, the Wolves won.
Maybe you should send him a meme to tell you how much you mean to him.
Justin, shut the fuck up. Seriously, shut the fuck up.
What did you do? What happened? What did I miss?
I hate memes.
We're in Minnesota.
Memes or GIFs?
So where's
So it's-
Memes and GIFs
And emojis.
and emojis.
I like Skippy. I don't like GIFs.
Oh, I'm a GIF guy through and through. I love me the GIF.
Give me Skippy. Fuck Peter Pan though.
Well, he was available.
Are we really arguing about peanut butter brands? 'Cause
No argument about hieroglyphics versus memes. Keep up.
I guarantee you, if you did a peanut butter taste test, you would not be able to tell the difference.
I guarantee you, if Hash was on this right now, we would have a different conversation about memes. Like, I guarantee you. We have talked deeply about this.
I know. Again, not what I was arguing. You keep on going and saying it's cheap entertainment. Yes, we know. I'm not saying
I'm trying to destroy an art form on this podcast. Can you let me do this?
Just drop some more papyrus. They'll break on their own.
I think Samo's the art expert here. He should probably be the final say.
No, I am.
Oh. Okay. All right.
what are you, Joe? What are you going to say? That it all looks the same? Is that what your take is going to be?
Oh, how dare you get to my thing? Well, I do believe that if you've been to one museum, you've been to them all.
That is not true.
Okay. Who asked you? Hi. Good
I
evening,
don't
by
remember
the
asking
way.
you a goddamn thing.
But at the same time, and Samo, I believe I've said
Say
this
what?
before,
One more time.
they're all just a long, slow walk for 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I
It
think
takes-
there's
it
like
takes you so long to read.
there's moments where you're like, where you kind of meditate a little, you reflect, you appreciate, you do things like that. You know, that's I think part of the point of it. It's not a chore. It shouldn't be a chore. If it is a chore, don't go. Would be my recommendation.
If it's a chore, be smarter. It won't be a chore.
Okay, can I tell you guys one tour I took? You know the bodies tour, right? Where they show like all the bodies that what's been done to them. So I did that one with
I have no idea what you're talking about.
it's like they show the skeletal system, right? And they
The
show
preserved
like,
cadavers. Yeah, they show the skin, the skeleton, the blood system.
you've never heard of
Just
this?
lob that out is like, you
Yeah,
guys all know this.
I guarantee everybody else knows
I
this.
think we all
I know
said
this,
yes
yeah.
to this.
Okay, so they all said yes
Yikes.
except for you. Yikes.
Is the
Okay,
thing.
so
All right, don't go to like bodies lobbed all over the place. Jesus Christ, you guys. Get
Well,
a life.
It's my Friday night.
okay, Yikes is on fire right now. I don't want to stop this. But okay, so I did that fucking museum or that tour or whatever that was in town. And I think I had to be mid-20s because I was still married and I was with like 6 other people, right? Like my in-laws and whatever.
We're married with 6 other people.
I know I was with 6 other people.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling you, I saw every single body in that exhibit and what happens to the body if you do this or whatever. Yikes, it shows your lungs what they look like if you smoke. And I guarantee you'd probably question some of those decisions after watching this, seeing this.
Well, thank
But-
you. Okay, thank you.
Well, no, I'm not guilting you. I'm just saying like it's scary. It shows you what it looks like when you don't eat right, right? You know, it shows like it shows a lot of scary shit. What could happen to the body?
Correct.
Okay. I went through that as slow as I absolutely fucking possibly could. And at the end, I waited there for 30 minutes for everybody else to finish. Okay. And I went as slow as I fucking could. Okay. That's how I feel about museums, exhibits, whatever, you know, that I'm going through and looking at. Like I just I don't have it in me, you know?
That's fair.
So that's why I say they're all the same. And that was one that was kind of interesting. So I can't imagine one that's like super fucking boring.
Okay. Couple things. The museums that you think you're going to are always better than they are. Okay. No, that's not correct. When I went to the New Orleans World War II Museum, like, can you imagine like thinking that's fun? Maybe
Maybe not fun, but
it's not fun.
Interesting,
But
maybe.
it's glorious, and it's made up of all these like how do you explain this? Like modules, like little teeny like boats and all that you're looking at the whole time. Fucking awesome. Like really good museum. The idea of like what a war battle looks like. So I'm giving okay. That's my take.
yikes, yikes. This is the second war and the second different war conversation we've had this week. We already touched on Vietnam earlier.
What am I doing?
I think you're crushing it. You're talking about how
Is
it
it
was
just,
interesting.
Speaking of war, it's just crazy how they all at one point were like, hey, you all get in line up in a single file line, and you all get up and line up in a single file line, and someone's gonna play a fucking trumpet and bang some drums and play a flute, and then that person's gonna do it too, and we're gonna carry a flag and run towards each other, and like that's what we're gonna do is fighting. Get you good? Good. All right, game on. Let's go. Like
And then one group decided, you know what, if we hide, we don't get killed as easily.
oh, and then we used that same method against them and took their that's how America happened. Sorry.
Wow, we really took a turn here.
Every war has been ridiculous.
So I have an announcement.
Go on.
Sorry, save us.
Let the decree go forth. It's time for a pee.
Yes.
A good idea. Because we were going nowhere with war. You know, we should not do war when we get back.
You know what? I have a lot
What's
of
it good
thoughts
for?
on one.
Absolutely nothing. Good God. You won. Oh, Joe left. Yikes left. Everyone left.
Now, from the makers of Viagra comes an exciting new product. Blue Wave Fucker Better.
I used Blue Wave Fucker Better, and my wife has never experienced so much pleasure.
Experience the intensity. Experience the excitement. Blue Wave Fucker Better.
Blue Wave Fucker Better from Taintco. Now available at Star Mart.
So
Did you guys kill Yikes?
He killed himself.
it wasn't me this time, I don't think.
I'm going to take the blame for this one.
I think it was Justin that made him mad.
Did you run him off, buddy?
I don't know. We said let's go on a pee break. He's like, all right, to go, and then he signed off immediately during the pee break.
Well, I told him to get his ass back. Oh, Samo said he was probably going to have to get off and come back on.
Fair
I'm
enough.
still confused about our Hash being here but not being here.
I don't see Hash.
I'm going.
Am I the one that sees Hash?
Samo, you're still here? No.
You're not here very well, Samo, that's for sure.
So what's
But
up?
also, Hash's icon is there as well. So yeah,
Okay.
there
I
you
don't see
go.
any Hash icon. What the hell's wrong with my computer?
Operator error, be my guess.
Yeah, probably. Well, thanks a lot, Dick. Insult me and then walk away. Justin, I've been watching Mighty Ducks clips lately. Oh, just getting fired up. Fired up.
I forget. Like I said, I forgot how much I remembered of the third one. Like I've seen all of them over.
It's so good, right?
Hey,
but
Justin.
I remember like quotes left and right from that movie. What's up?
You know what time it might be? You know, we're nearing the time for a little certain thing. Maybe we should do a recap, huh?
Oh, we should do a recap.
Yeah. You know how that song goes?
Recap.
I have no idea when he gets scattered.
Nailed it.
Excellent. That's right. Well, here on the Outsider Social Club Unplugged Edition Volume 1, we've had great sumo talk, our hieroglyphics emojis, and Minnesota contrition. So, thank you, 9 listeners, for reducing yourselves down from 12. And as we approach the top of the hour, we're going to continue our discussion. We'll see who drops in. You never can tell. We might have some more friends pop by. Samo's here as a guest, but he's got really bad connections, so he's going to be in and out. Much like your mom.
I was going to say that's what she said. Good one. Beat me too.
And that was our friend Joe. We've got Justin. We have a picture of Hashi, but no Hashi. So who knows how to go. Our friend Brother Yikes has decided to sign off for the night. He has a big day at work tomorrow. So we'll miss you, Yikes, but we'll keep on going.
I told him to come back, so hopefully he does.
As we were. Carry on, fellas.
You're listening to the Outsiders Social Club on the Half-Ass Podcast Network.